Welcome back to Maximising Efficiency with Dext. Once again, I'm joined by the amazing Paul Lodder, and we are looking at practice insights within Dext. If you haven't watched our last few insights videos, we have been exploring what practice insights are, how to set them up, and really get the most out of them. So we're going to jump directly back into the product here and look at our practice insights, which if you are an advanced user of Dext, you'll be able to find them in the top left-hand corner underneath dashboard in practice insights there. So the next section we're going into our inactive client section there. And we're going to just jump into that view more client activity there. So there's one function within here, Paul, isn't there? That's really, really important that I think accountants will get loads of value from in practice. So I'll hand over to you so you can jump into that in a little bit more detail.
Perfect. Thank you, Max. So my favorite insight across all of practice insights is submission delay. So this is submission delay index is looking at the date on a document that has been uploaded, so the invoice date, compared to the date it was actually uploaded into Dext. And why is this so important? Because everyone talks about real-time reporting. Your clients want you to be more proactive, provide them more insights as quickly as possible. It's very hard to have real-time reporting and real-time insights if you haven't got real-time data collection. If you have a big gap between the dates of invoices compared to the date they're actually uploaded and reflected in your accounting software, there is a real risk that you are making incorrect decisions. And that becomes increasingly important. You know, we're fast approaching the end of July. You may have some self-employed clients using Dext. You may have second payments on account that you want to consider, and whether there's any opportunity to reduce that. You may be looking at pension planning for a client. You may be looking at dividend planning for a client. And all of this is so critically important in terms of tax efficiency. But what you want to make sure is all of your records have been correctly reflect all of the activity that has occurred. So if I just jump into the delay day index, what we can see here is I've just got 3 sort of dummy clients listed here and some pretty horrendous submission delays there. And it's even more concerning when you look at the client who is a daily bookkeeping job, and we've got a submission delay of 467 days. You may be doing daily bookkeeping, but you're certainly not doing daily bookkeeping in the sense of ensuring that everything has been correctly recorded. And as I say, this can have wider repercussions around completeness of records when preparing a VAT return. So delay day index is so incredibly powerful, and if you can bring those numbers down, you will see greater efficiency, you will see an improvement in overall recoverability, and you will see that ultimately create capacity as well. So I'm going to hand back over to Max, who's just got some other insights around the delay date index as well.
Perfect. So exactly that. So how, as accountants, can we reduce this delay? So the delay in which it takes for our clients to send something into Dext, after they've raised the invoice. So we don't want them to just sit on invoices for months and weeks on end before they get round to the time. As we know, business owners are the busiest people on the planet. And if they're waiting a month, 2 months to submit those in, as Paul said, we can have real issues with our VAT returns not being correct, our insights, and there's no real-time information there to make real-time decisions, which we would love to do. So if we jump back into practice insights there, and we're looking at the item submitted section, and we're going to go into the method section there and view all submissions. We can see exactly where our clients are submitting documents here. So let's take, for example, this first one here, cloud accountants. We can see that, on the previous insight, there was a massive delay on them, and we sort of want to deep dive into that a little bit further. As you can see there, the fetch section there has got 0% upload on there. So what we can see is, right, okay, this client, they're not using fetch whatsoever. Is there any suppliers who have invoice portals that we can connect to Dext to collect that data in real time, so we don't have to wait for that client to submit that document to us? So is there any Amazon? Is there any eBay? Is there any Travis Perkins or whatever it may be? Can we connect up a supplier fetch and bring that information so we take a job off the client's hand, but also get that real-time information in there as well? Also, is there anything else we can do? Is there something we can do around email? So something I used to do with my clients all of the time was I would tell them to tell their suppliers that every time they send them a bill, that they had to CC their Dext email address in. And by them doing that, it would go into their account system and the supplier would get paid on time, as opposed to them having to receive an email and then remember to forward that onto Dext, again, reducing that delay as you get in that email straight from source when the supplier sends it across. So there is ways to gamify this. We're looking at Fetch. We're looking at utilizing the mobile app. So usually that is, on the go. And we're looking at how we can function that email address so that the emails are coming in as soon as the supplier emails them and not waiting in your client's inbox for a period of time. So this place is a really great way, looking at the submission methods, of improving that submission delay that Paul mentioned in there as well. So once we're happy with that and with delay day, also within that previous section there within activity, there are a couple of other features in here which may be useful. We're looking at least active clients there on the left-hand side. So which of your clients aren't logging in and engaging with Dext software? This might be the case for clients who you've just trained and you don't want them to put the software aside for 3 months before they touch it again, by which point they're going to forget all about all the great insights that you showed them on how to use it. So you might want to reach out to them and just prompt them to crack on and get submitted so they don't forget everything you've taught them. And also on the right-hand side there, we've got the client integration status. So if you want to look on this, we can see, which of our clients are on which software, whether we're doing migrations from one tool to another, we can keep on track of it within here. Or if there's some clients who aren't integrated there, what can we do to go about getting them integrated and making sure that no one is unintegrated for a long period of time and we don't realize that and something slips beyond the wayside. So another great feature there, just to keep on top of things and make sure as a practice you are operating in the most efficient way, keeping a handle on all of your clients there. So that's it in terms of our activity function. The submission delay is amazing. It gives us great insight to, we might think we're providing a real-time service when in fact we're really, really far from that. And again, looking at that gamifying of the submission methods and how we can drive automation to ensure we have that completeness of records and real-time information to make those real-time business decisions. So we'll be back to finish off practice insights in the next couple of videos as we're looking at those last two functions there at the bottom. So hopefully that was of some insight and some use. And me and Paul will be back in the next week or so with some more maximize efficiency with Dext.
Thank you.